Hello, Kamema here, and I want to talk about Kameha Con. Me and Angelrin went to Kamema Con this past Saturday, and we actually had a lot of fun. Funny thing is that it was actually the first con that either of us had been to in a number of years, because, well, cons cost money, and we didn't really have the money to just keep going to cons. It's funny because last convention we actually went to together, it was, I actually don't remember what it's called. I'm sure Angelrin's going to comment below what it was. So we went to that one together in like, what, 2016 or something? And I actually went in my Booker DeWitt cosplay, which, just a second, let me grab that. So yeah, this is my Booker DeWitt cosplay. It's been a while since I've worn it. I haven't really done much cosplaying in a while, but yeah, I wore this to the con, and I actually met Jennifer Hale, who, apart from doing a lot of characters, is also Rosalind in BioShock Infinite, and she was happy that someone asked her about BioShock, because no one ever did. So, yeah, that was fun. But anyway, back to what I was actually supposed to be talking about, which is Kamea Con. Angelrin and I mainly went to go out and support Vic, since he got reinvited back to Kamea Con after getting dropped by basically everyone. So we thought it was a great, time, and Kamea Con ended up being, very easy to go to for us. So we got there early, still had to wait in a line, and as we get in there, we're like, we don't know where anything is. So we were just kind of walking around, and we decided to just go up each of the floors to see what's there and kind of poke our heads and then keep going up. And as we get to the 4th floor, then we see, oh, Vic Mignogna line on this big sign. It's like, oh, this is great. So we went and got in line, and this is earlier in the morning, so this is before the line got really long. If you've seen pictures or videos, yeah, the line got long, and it was only about, it was less than an hour, I think, for us to wait, but for a lot, after that, it ended up being, a 2-hour wait to see him. It got crazy. But we got in there pretty early, and so as we were waiting in line, we ended up talking with some people, obviously, some Dragon Ball stuff, Dragon Ball Broly, and, some other stuff. There was another guy that we met who was standing with Vic. I mean, we weren't, broadcasting that, because we were just there to have fun. But we ended up talking to this guy, which, shout out to Cloudfire181, who, he got excited when he found out that I was the guy who made Fist of the Beard Star, which I'm really kind of surprised has been getting me some attention. Which is really funny because it's even sometimes when I commented, when I just comment in the chat at Hero Hey Streams, he's like, oh, cool man 229, and it's just like, wow, it's people know me, which is really funny. So we actually ended up watching a little bit of Fist of the Beard Star. I mean, Angelrin was just fast forward to the good parts, so we got to the Omae wa mo shinderu, where it's just Tybeard saying, we will be in touch, and then Ron Toy explodes into soy. So I went up to get Vic's autograph, and alright, so my plan is that I was going to get him to sign my Chapter 1 of the Full Metal Alchemist manga, because obviously Edward Elric. The problem is that I forgot to bring this with me to the convention. I was looking through my bag in line, and I'm just like, crap, the one thing that I wanted to get him to sign, I forgot to bring. So I actually ended up getting him to sign on this Tamaki one that they had available. Because Tamaki is my favorite character in Oran High School Host Club. And I told Vic that. I'm like, yeah, Tamaki is my favorite member of the Host Club. And he's just like, yeah! And then he immediately starts dropping lines. It was right into character, drop of a hat, boom! He starts, talking about, I'm so delighted to be amongst the commoners, and stuff like that. And it took me a second to process, because I was like, oh, wait, he's doing lines. It's it was so sudden. He just goes from being, normal, talking, to right into character. But once I got that, I got a picture with him too. As he was getting up to take the picture, I said the damn rich people, and he just laughed. It was really fun. Yeah, so I ended up getting a picture with Vic Mignogna too, and yeah, he is really nice. And I wish him all the best luck in dealing with, all the crap that he's going through. The one disappointment that I have is that I didn't get to see Tybeard. I know he was there, because especially when I was watching the live stream with Ricada, and, he was talking about being there, and it's I missed him, and we went up there several times to, you know, just to kind of check, and I would always kind of check to see if Ty Beard was there, but no, he wasn't there. I wanted to ask Ty in person if he had seen Fist of the Beard Star, and fortunately, I just didn't get to see him. But I did actually manage to catch him in one of Nick Rekida's live streams, which Ty Beard was on, and sent a super chat just saying, hey, did you, I'm the guy who made Fist of the Beard Star, did you see it? And I can confirm that, yes, he has seen it, which is great because spent a lot of time working on that. The funny thing is that since that was the main reason that we went to Kameha Con, it's like, oh, well, we've got the rest of the day to just kind of do whatever. So we just walked around, we ate since we hadn't eaten at all that morning. So we were like, man, we need some food. So we basically just ended up sort of exploring and seeing what was going on. We found this one artist who'd made these little like wayfinders like from Kingdom Hearts, and she was selling them. So we each got one, and I got a Ventus one, and Angelrin got the Terra one. The Aqua one was sold out, obviously. But so those are really cool. So we ended up also getting this Wayfinder art from her, which, look, this is beautiful. That artist was wonderful. Like, she was really nice, and she had this art of Broly that she wanted to give Vic Mignogna, and I hope she ended up being able to get it to him because it was pretty cool. So we ended up just kind of walking around. We stumbled into this panel, and the first one that we walked into, we weren't quite sure at first. It had Dameon, Clarke, and Sonny Strait on it. On the panel with I forgot her name, but she's Pan's voice actress from Dragon Ball GT, because apparently she does a lot of like interviews with stuff, so she was sort of like moderating the panel, and then which is kind of cool. We ended up staying for the next panel, which was actually had several of the female voice actors from Dragon Ball. There's Tiffany Vollmer, who's Bulma. There was I forgot her name, but she was Kid Krillin in Dragon Ball, and they had Cynthia Krantz, who's Chi-Chi. That was fun. We also ran into someone else from that we know from Tumblr, which was really funny because it was an accident. We ended up running into her. So that was Kyrie. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of a funny coincidence. Aaron recognized the voice. She's like, "Wait a minute, I know who that is." But one of the funniest parts about this was that where they had like all the artists who had like all the T-shirts and were selling you know stuff and all that stuff. On one side of that, they had all the voice actors who were doing autographs. So when we first went down there, after we met Vic, we completely missed that. We just didn't see that area. We walked everywhere else except there. So as we kind of stumble into there again, it's just like, oh, wow, this is what we really wanted. Like, we were trying to find these other voice actors. So I ended up getting this art of Botan and Koenma, mainly because Botan is my favorite character. The artist who made this was actually really cool. Ended up chatting with him for a bit. But I ended up getting this signed by Cynthia Krantz, who voices Botan in the dub. And it was really funny is when I went to her and I was just like, hey, I have this art of Botan I want you to sign. And I was telling her that Botan's my favorite character. And she was so delighted. And someone was coming up to her about Botan because she's also Chi-Chi. And at a Dragon Ball convention, everyone's going to be going for Chi-Chi and getting her to sign Chi-Chi stuff. So she was really happy that someone talked to her about Yu Yu Hakusho because she loved Botan. It was actually really great to see that, you know, going up to her for Botan was actually something that made her day too. As we were walking around, you know, checking out all the art and merchandise and stuff, and there's so much cool stuff, there's so much cool art. I'd love to buy, like, all of it, but that costs money and I don't have that kind of money. But Angelrin actually spotted this art of the host club as Star Trek characters, and it was really hilarious. Of course, Tamaki is Kirk, which is funny for multiple reasons, because Vic Mignogna, apart from playing Tamaki, is also Kirk in Star Trek Continues, which was totally funny when we saw this, and she was like, Vic has to see this. Now, the last autograph that I ended up getting was actually from Eric Vale. And apart from him being Future Trunks, the best character in Dragon Ball Z, he's also Phoenix Wright in the Ace Attorney dub. So I actually got him to sign for that. Angelrin got him to sign for Ace Attorney 2. She got him to sign her Blu-ray, case, cover thing. Angelrin actually gave me the DVDs for the Ace Attorney dub, but I didn't actually have a proper case for them, so they'd been sitting around in this for like forever. So I decided, you know what, I need to actually have a proper case for this. And I thought it'd be cool to get Eric Vale to sign it. So I ended up getting just generic cases and making my own cover for them. So yeah, this is basically what the cover looked like. It would look like this. Like this is the front, and this is the back, and then I had this along the spine. And I actually showed it to Eric Vale and got him to sign it, and he signed it like right around here, and then he like pointed a little arrow to Phoenix, so like, yeah, that's me. And I told him that I had actually made that myself, and he's like, oh, this is cool. And I told him that I actually wanted to get Colleen Clinkenbeard, who plays Mia, to also sign it. So this is the reason why I don't have it right now, is that it's sent off with someone else who's going to go see Colleen Clinkenbeard in another con and get her to sign it. Yeah, so I told him the plan to get Colleen Clinkenbeard to also sign it, and he's like, oh yeah, Colleen, she's amazing. Then I also talked with him a little bit about Dragon Ball Z, because Future Trunks is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z, like hands down. And I told him the story, and I'm pretty sure this is the reason why, is because when I was a kid, the first episode of Dragon Ball Z that I saw, and the only episode that I saw for years up until like I saw like maybe one episode of the Buu Saga later. I didn't really see much else until Angelrin dragged me into the series and made me marathon through Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z Kai. But I told Eric Vale how when I was a kid, the first episode that I ever saw was when Future Trunks comes in and kills Frieza. That was my first impression of Dragon Ball. Like I don't even think I had heard of it before then. And I saw that, I'm like, but this is so cool, and Future Trunks was awesome. And and I just never watched the show again. But like, that made such a strong impression on me that it's like, even now watching now, it's like, yeah, Future Trunks is my favorite character. I mean, he's also a great character anyway, but I'm sure nostalgia plays a big part of that. But Eric Vale was like, yeah, of course Future Trunks is your favorite character. He's awesome. Yeah, Eric Vale was cool. So for basically the rest of the time at the con, we ended up in line for various voice actors. Angelrin got other autographs from other voice actors. I mean, that was done. I was done for what I had because I had basically run out of money for that I brought for the con. But while we were waiting in Stephanie Kid Goku. I can't remember how to pronounce her last name. But we were waiting in her line for a while because she had a pretty significant line. But Angelrin pointed out that Dameon Clarke, who's also there, didn't really have anyone over there. So I went over the Dameon Clarke's line, and there was, I think, one or two people like there who were getting something signed. And when I go up, and there was no one else around for him, and so when I go up, I was like, I don't actually have anything to sign because I kind of ran out of the money that I had brought to the con. And then Dameon Clarke's like, well, I don't see how that's my problem. I was like, I'm just messing with you. He's like, oh, let's just chat. So I ended up talking with him mostly about Handsome Jack, because I'm sure that a lot of people are going up to him for Cell or Paragus. So I thought, I'll probably mix it up a little bit, talk a little bit about Handsome Jack, because he did have some Handsome Jack stuff there too, to sign. And I was just talking to him about some of, like, my favorite parts, and so I actually told him one of my favorite lines from Handsome Jack was actually very early on in Borderlands 2. After the train crashes and Handsome Jack calls, the Vault Hunters up, munching on chips, and he's like, hey, I named a horse after you. His name is Butt Stallion. And he actually remembered the line. He started quoting it, and he's like, yeah, he was eating sun chips. And he just started quoting the line. I'm like, oh, that was really great. It was like one of my favorite lines from Handsome Jack. He's like, oh yeah, he remembers it off the top of his head. So we ended up chatting with him for a little bit. Then some other people ended up coming up to get something signed, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't want to keep you from, signing other people's stuff. So like, oh, nice to meet you, and shook hands, and I went back over to Angelrin. So yeah, me and Dameon Clarke was really cool. We actually ended up spending pretty much the rest of the con that it was open anyway, waiting in Stephanie Nadolny's line. I actually had to look that up real quick because, gosh dang it, I couldn't remember how to pronounce her last name. Because she actually had to leave and go do stuff before she could come back. But it was really great because she actually made sure to come back and get to everyone who had been waiting in line. So it's not just like, oh, the con's closed, get out. No, it's like we stayed there, and she made sure to come back and sign all the stuff that people had. Which is funny because there was this couple that had their little baby, like really itty bitty baby, like in a little Goku outfit with even complete with a little tail. And Stephanie Nadolny was just like, oh my gosh, this baby is so adorable. And Angelrin was pretty much reacting the same way. So yeah, that ended up distracting basically everyone, even though they were trying to get, you know, to autographs like really quickly, like, okay, go, go, go. But it's just like, everyone was like, baby. So yeah, I think that's about everything noteworthy for me that happened at the con. It was actually really fun, and it's like, man, I don't want to go back to another convention again. It's just because, man, it's fun to go out, hang out with a friend, just go out and do stuff at the convention, meet voice actors. So yeah, hopefully do that again sometime. I definitely want to go to next year's Kamea Con, because it was really fun. So yeah, I think that's it. And thank you for watching.